with the highest sale, followed by February, followed by May. Please, everyone, do this. If any of you missed it, if you want me to repeat, please ask, I will repeat. So create your first pivot table, all right, and then get your answer. So we just created a pivot table and sorted the result to see which month had the highest sales. Okay, just give you a minute to try it out. Okay, all right, got it, sir. So Afika says, how to get the highest and the lowest? Sort, all right, you go and click here, right click, all right, sort largest. So it will sort for you. Okay, all right, sorting, all right, when we sort, we will get the largest value and the lowest value. Okay, got it? So our answer here, all right, so of course the answer is March, all right, so which month at the highest sales? So let's put our answer here, all right, so we got March. Second question, which product sold the highest? So we'll come back. So we are going to create another pivot table to answer this. We come back to our table, click inside there, go to our design tab, summarize with pivot table. Again, we will put it into a new sheet. So you'll see that will give you sheet 2. So we'll call it PVT2. And then now we are talking about product. So let's bring our product to the row box and bring our sales to the values. Again, we're going to click on our sales, right click, sort largest to smallest. So the largest value, Black Bear Berry. So that is our highest selling product. Okay, all right, that is our highest. Which product sold the highest? Sorry. So let me just copy this, Control C. All right, that's our answer there. Control V. So look at that. All right, we brought the product to the row box, and then the sales to the values, and after that we click, right click, and sort. Sort means you sort the largest to smallest. So whenever you create a pivot table, you will have 2 additional tabs. So you have an analyze tab, and then you have the design tab. Okay, now, all right. So we'll come to this in a while. So first, let's create all our pivot tables so that we can go through one at a time. Okay, so that will answer our question number 2. All right, you guys answer question number 3. Which state performed the best? So go back to your data tab, create your pivot table, bring in your state to the rows, bring in your sales to the values, and then check it out and see which one, what is the answer. So somebody find out, tell me know what is the answer, which state performed the best? California, somebody say California. All right, let's go and to our design tab, summarize with pivot table. Okay, PVT3, this one, PVT3. All right, and then bring the state to the row, bring the sales to the values, click, sort, largest to smallest. Yes, California has the best performance. So you can get an idea of how to work with this pivot table already. All right, so let's go and copy our answer, California. Okay, good. Now, in the month of March, which product sold the highest? So now we need to filter the month. Okay, so there are 2 ways of doing this. So let me show it to you. Let's go and click on our data, go to design, summarize with pivot table. And then we will call this PVT4. And then we will bring, oh, sorry, what's the question? In the month of March, which product? Oh, okay. So what we'll do, we'll bring the product to the rows. We bring the sales to the values. Now, since we want to filter the month, so the best is to bring the month to the filter box. Okay, and then once you bring it to the filter box, you'll see this drop brown arrow. All right, so go and select March. We want March, isn't it? Click. See, automatically the whole data have been filtered for March. So let's click, right click, sort, largest to smallest. Huckleberry Heat sold the Blackberry. No, Afika, Huckleberry Heat. See here, for the month of March, for the month of March, the question is, in the month of March, which product sold the highest? So you bring the month here, you filter the month. Make sure you filter the month. All right, and then once you get your answer, you sort. So answer is Huckleberry Heat, not Blackberry. I got Blackberry. All right, okay. This one, Huckleberry Heat. So look at how we filter. Okay, this is one way of doing this. We can also filter another method. All right. So how do we filter? We can bring this month. All right. Okay. Let's go back and create a new one. All right. So I'm going to create a new. Okay. Let's go to design. Okay, summarize. This time I'm going to create into an existing worksheet, which we're going to go to PVT4. I'm going to do it down here. Okay. Then I want to bring in my product. I want to bring the month to columns. And then I want to bring the sales to values. So another way of filtering, instead of using the filter, I can filter here. So I select, it will show me here. So two ways. One is you can use, for example, here, you can use the filter box, or this PVT, you can use it in the column and then filter just like you do auto filtering, filter inside. And then click, right click, sort largest. Under column, you can group your row. And same thing, you can expand. Any way you want it, you can pivot the whole data. That's why it's called pivot table. Grouping, this is grouping. So what are we grouping? We are grouping items. Are we okay with this? Any question? We are just grouping. Now we will see how to group dates and we see how to group numbers. Any question? Anybody? Are you all okay? Yes, no? So I'll give you a few minutes for you to do the grouping. Okay, thanks, Afika. All right, Afika says okay. Okay, so what do, you save this. All right, let's go to, oops, sorry, not to. So you have another file there, makeup timeline. Let's go and open that file. We do grouping of dates and numbers. So here, once you open, you will see this is sales of women's makeup. So you have lip gloss, foundation, lipstick, eyeliner, so on and so forth. Right. So we want to do a bit of grouping. We have this transaction number and we have dates. Now these are date serial. That means these are real dates, not like just now, the January, February, March. Okay. So first thing is we Control T, convert everything into a table. And then we create a pivot table. We are going to create two pivot tables. So click OK. We call it PVT1. And I want you to bring the date into the rows and dollars into the volume. Sales values. So the moment you bring the date into the rows, now depending on your version, some versions will convert immediately to year, quarter, month. Okay, now actually what Excel is doing is Excel is grouping for you. All right, it is grouping it. Some version, this latest version, I think the 207, I don't know about 2010. Sakina have to tell me whether it's grouping or not. If it is not grouping, doesn't matter, we can group it. All right, so here, now you see we have year, quarter, and month. So where is this? If you go and click on your group, you see different, it looks differently compared to earlier one. So you have month, quarter, and years. We always want the year. If you don't want the year, you just put month, then what will happen? It will group everything into a month. Of course, the figures all will give you wrong answer, right? So we go back to group. We always want a year and we want a quarter. So it gives you every year. So automatically it does grouping. Now, this is possible. Why? Because these are dates. These are real dates. That means date serial. Right? These are not like text like January, February, March, or just now. No, these are dates. That's why we are able to do this. So grouping, yeah. So, and then you will see here, you will have years and you'll have, where is that? Can I say date? Years. Let me just see whether I can do that. Okay. Right? And years and date. So automatically the grouping has been done for you. So let's say I go and analyze the group, choose month. Right? And if the moment I choose month, now here got quarter already. Year, quarter, date. So date is your month, quarter, and then the year. So learn to recognize the different product items developer produces. Okay, see one more time. Let me go back here, group. I select only year and month, the quarter disappears. The quarter won't happen, won't see it here. All right. If I select year and quarter, all right, you won't see any quarter. The date is the quarter. The year will be year. If you go and select quarter, year, month, and then you'll have the quarter there. So please learn to identify the items Excel is trying to introduce whenever you create. But of course, if you don't want, you only want the year, then either here we go and select the year only, or here we just get rid of all this date and quarter. So only year. So it's up to you how you want to do the grouping. All right. So you guys try it. All right. Try for year, quarter, and month. So try to get this set up here. Group your dates. Remember, the dates must be real dates. That means date serial. It cannot be anything. So why I can't find quarters and years? You can't find quarters and years? So click on and group selection. You don't see it here? Atira, you don't see it? Don't you see it here? You should see. No. Okay. Hold on. Can you share your screen? Let me check. Let's see what is the problem. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Share your screen, please. Nani, are they able to share their screen? I'm using 2010.
I will release now.
2010. Okay, okay. You show me. I want to see. I want to see. Atira, share your screen. Maybe your version. I'm a bit worried. Okay, let me check anyway. Where this Atira? Tahu macam mana share tak?
Tidak.
Okay, okay. Okay. Waiting. No worries. Ah, okay. Okay, good.
Ini dekat sini. Yang choose field ni.
Okay, can you all first move date to the rows? So if you want to change, you can change it to every 200 if you want. It gives you a 200 interval. So this is how Excel does number grouping. And again, why this works? Because number one, there is no repetition value, important, no repeating value. And then number two, it is like a serial number. If missing a few number doesn't matter, Excel won't mind, right? But repeating means sometimes it will give you an error message. All right, so remember group selection, you can decide on the range. Here we are using 200. This is what we call group data. If you guys do statistics, means you know. We have ungrouped data, we have group data. This is group data. Okay, try it please. So we learn how to group items, that means your text. We learn how to group dates, and now we are learning how to group numbers. Okay, we have, okay, right. Are you guys okay now? All right, grouping numbers, grouping dates, grouping text. Okay, if you all are okay, then let's go and save this. And we go to, okay, refreshing. And I'm going to do a few things here. Click on refreshing. That is folder number 013, yeah? Refresh. Click on your data list, herbal tea. So we will work with the data here, the new data. So here, convert this into a table. All right, you can delete the new data. Actually, we don't want the new data. Better not, then you get confused. So go to data, right? Control T, convert to your table. Okay. And convert, create a pivot table. We call it PVT. Bring in your month, bring in your product to column, and bring in your state. Okay, something like this, and then bring in your sales. So we have state, month, product, and sales. So you get a table like this. For every state, the sales for every month is shown for every product. And please set up your pivot table like this, please. Okay, I hope all of you have set it up. Now, I want you to click on your state, any one of the state, and then you collapse so that we only see the state. Okay, if you expand means you'll be able to see all. You just collapse first, and then take note of these figures here. This is so what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this, Control C, and Control Alt V, paste special values. I just want to copy the values, right? After that, we'll delete it. These values here. All right. So highlight, Control C, and then Control Alternate V, paste values. We just want the values. Okay, now, all right. So what we want to do now is we want to refresh data. Let's say suddenly at the end of this data, we're going to add a few more data. So I'm just going to add a few more. I'm going to take about, I don't know, about how many rows. Right, Control C, and I add it at the bottom here. No empty row, don't leave empty row, right? Add it at the bottom. You can, I don't care how much data you take, simply take some data and add it at the bottom. And then we go back to our pivot table. So you can see it has not updated. So in order to update our table, we have to go to Analyze. You see this refresh. Okay, there will be refresh and refresh all. When you have a lot of pivot table, we want to refresh all right? So since we have only one pivot table, we can, and now look at these figures when I refresh. See, automatically it has already changed. Because why? I added data. And this is how we refresh our pivot table. You add data at the bottom and then go to your pivot table. If you have many pivot tables, then you refresh all. Right? If you only have one, then you can refresh. So you guys try, just add a few data. No, do not leave any empty rows, right? Then it will not add. And then refresh your data. Okay, now, all right, that's how we refresh data. Remember, so that is another reason why we convert our data to table. So when you convert it to table, it's very easy to refresh data. You just add it to the end of your table. So let's go back to our Analyze tab, expand. All right, and also we get rid of this, we don't want. Okay, now go to your Analyze tab. You have this select button here. All right, how do you use the select button? Okay, so if you want to do any selection, first you have to do an entire pivot table selection. Select. Then you can select the values. Maybe you want to copy into your Microsoft Word, or you want to select the labels. Sorry, you want to copy the tables, or you want to select labels and values. This is the select button. This is how we use the select button. You want to move the pivot table, you can also move. But before you move, make sure you have a new worksheet, right? So let's go and click one new worksheet. All right, let's call it new. So we can go to Analyze tab, move. It will ask you where, right? Location. So let's go to the new. Click up here. Okay. It has just moved the whole table to a new sheet. And the original one won't have anything. Okay, now, right? Let's go back and move. All right. Okay. So I just moved it back. Right. That's how you move. Sometimes you create a pivot table, separate sheets. Then you want to compile all of them together, so you can use the move. Okay. Now, clear. The flow will clear everything. Clear what? Clear all your fields. So if I press clear all, it clears everything. Come back to normal already. Okay. Now that's what clear does. So let's go back and put our month, our state, our product, our sales. All right, remember, select means you have to select entire, then only you do selection. Okay, all right. Clear means clear everything. and move pivot table. Okay now, all right, I'll try it. These are all the buttons. So when you're working with your pivot table, you should know how to use that. All right, if not, you'll panic. I like the clear button. All right, one press clear, everything clear already. Okay, next one, we are going to explore our design tab. All right. So normally when you create a pivot table, it will create in blue color. So if you want to change all the colors, you can always use this. Okay. And then let's say I'm going to choose. And then you have these headers, banded rows, banded column. It depends on your, what do you call, choice of options. So let me go and choose this, banded rows. I don't know which one. I see. It depends on your choice of theme. So banded rows means like this, banded column like this. Okay. So maybe green color. Okay, now, right? So you have all these set, and then you have these 4 buttons here. Okay, the first button, subtotal. Where is the subtotal? Then you see the subtotal. This is the subtotal. When you have more than one item in your rows column, normally Excel will do a subtotal for you. And this subtotal, we can change position. All right, that's what this is for. Subtotal at bottom. See, let's go to the bottom here. Subtotal at the top. Oh, no. Or you don't want to see the subtotal, do not show the subtotal. It's okay. And if you think the subtotal is cramped, you can go to this blank row and insert a blank line after each item. You see, I will insert a blank line for you. Inside here, remove, insert. Right, remove, insert. Sometimes it will make your table look a bit nice. All right. Then you have your grand total. Sometimes we don't want grand total for rows and column. Okay, now, all right, we can take it off. Or maybe I want it only for rows, so it will appear. Or maybe I only want it for column, right? It will appear at the bottom. So you do not need to delete or what do you call that, move or do anything. Just follow this. Okay, now, all right. On for both means it will on for both. It all depends on what you are trying to analyze. Then you have your report layout. We have 3 layouts. This is what we call a compact form. Then you have your outline form. So in the outline form, you have this repeat all item. You just see what happens to this empty space. And therefore, I'll repeat the item for you. Okay, now, all right. Do not repeat, repeat. Or show in tabular form. This is tabular form. Do not repeat. This is tabular form. So you have a compact form, you have an outline form, you have a tabular form. So again, it's up to you, all right, how you want it. All right. So please work with this. Do not go and meddle with your pivot table. All right. Everything is in the design tab, and your analyze tab. Remember this one: the select, clear, everything. Okay, all right. And then, so what we have done, we have learned how to format your table. Basically, that's what we are doing here. This design tab is basically how to format. And then one more thing. You see all these figures that you get, sometimes you want to know how Excel came up with these figures. So if you want to know the detail, very simple. You just click your mouse here, double click. Excel will open up a new sheet and show you all the data that was involved to create that value. Okay, now, so let's say I want to know this one, I can, or maybe here, double click. So see, it shows you all the data. This is what we call drilling down line. Double click, it will show you all the data. It will create a new sheet and then show it to you. Oops. Double click, just double click, This is called drilling down. That's what you're doing. You want to find out that particular data came from where, you just double click. It will just show you all the data related to that particular value. Try it, please, everyone. All right. So drilling down. This is what we call drilling down. Before we go into calculations. Okay, all right. Basically getting to know your pivot table. Learn to use all your design tab buttons here. All right. So in the analyze, learn to use this clear, select, and move. We already learned how to use the refresh. We have learned how to use this grouping. All right. Your expand button. And then you see your drilling, what do you call drill down, drill up. All right. We will come to slices in a while. Before that, we have to now talk about our field setup. All right. So I hope all of you are able to do that. Okay. So basically, we have done all these. All right. So I want you to go out to the customizing pivot table. Right, so before that, please close and save and close. Save this one and close it. Customizing pivot table, please. In customizing pivot table, we will talk about number formatting, and then we will talk about customizing creative. Actually, we have already done this. Okay, go to number formatting. We talk about number formatting. We already learned how to report layout. All right. We talk about options and number formatting. Okay. Can you all double click 012 PVT number formatting? Data list of coffee. This is a sales of coffee, and you can see the what do you call? We want to format the numbers, okay. All right. So first, convert this into table. Control T, and then summarize with pivot table. So let's call it PVT. Bring your product to the rows and bring the sales to the values. And if once you bring your sales to the values, you see it definitely gives you like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of decimal. So we want to convert this. All right, how to convert this number formatting so that it shows currency. Okay, so I hope all of you have set up this. All right, make sure you convert this table back in, convert the range to table, and then create a pivot table, product into the rows, sales into the values. Quickly do it. Sorry, Afika. Are you able to set up your table? Okay, let me repeat again. So you have to go into your pivot table. All right, customizing pivot table, and then PVT number formatting. Inside got data list of coffee. Open the one. Okay, inside there you have your database. Convert this into table. Control T. Okay, and then convert it into a pivot table. So convert to table. So I said, bring your product to the rows and bring the sales to the values. Set it up like this. Okay, now, all right? Okay. Are we okay? So I hope all of you have set up this. Now we want to convert this formatting. So look at my cursor, go down here. You see the small down arrow. Click value field setting. Choose value field setting. You will see number format. So one more time, go down here, click value field setting, number format. So click on number format, you can choose. So what we want is we want currency. So you can choose currency. Again, it depends on your computer, right? So let me choose United States, right? Okay, 2 decimal point, and you can see up here, it will give you a simple, put okay. Okay, this is how we change the number formatting. Okay, you guys try. Change the number formatting. Make sure you select here, go down here, value field setting, number format. Choose. You can choose number, of course, 2 decimal point, or you can choose currency or accounting, whichever you want. If you choose accounting, means negative values will be shown as red. Currency means it simply shows you, all right? Negative value also show as negative. Put okay, yeah, okay. Remember this, later we are going to use this number formatting. Are we okay with this? Changing number formatting of your values. So let's say you want to bring the sales one more time. It will not change the formatting. So you may have to go back and change one more time. Value field setting, number format, currency. So when you apply to one column, it will not apply to another column, right? It doesn't. It's not like a global application. No, you have to do it every column. Every time you do this, you have to do every column. So later we will do. We are going to do some analysis, right? So we'll be able to do. Are you guys okay now? Right? Changing number formatting, yeah. All right. So you can close this. You want to save this, you can save it. Anyway, we're going to do this a lot. So go back to your main. We want to go into creating PVT formulas. We want to do that. That's the most important part. 030, creating PVT formulas. Right, so you double click, adding standard calculation. So the first one we're going to do is adding standard calculation. 010, right? A data list of coffee, open this. We want to do something like this. We want sum of sales and then we want average of sales for every product. Okay, now this is what we want to create. Right? We want sum of sales and we want average of sales. Okay, let's go back, go to our data, Control T. And look at it carefully. We want the product to be here and the state to be in the column. Product to be row, state to be in the column. All right, so summarize with pivot table. So put PVT. So bring the product to the rows. Okay, I hope all of you have got the setup. So first thing is, let's go and change our number format to 2 decimal point. Okay, everybody change it to 2 decimal points. So go down here, value field setting, click, currency, yeah, 2 decimal point. I tell you what, we just follow number, right? We don't want to mess up things. Number, 2 decimal point. Okay. Now, don't put okay yet. We want to change. You see, the first says sum of sales. So we can change this title. We can put there total sales. Change it, change the title to total sales. Everybody change it to total sales, please. Total, running total in. So we can choose running total in. We go for product. Okay, all right. So let's go and sorry. Yeah, we go for product. So let's see what happens. Do you all see the difference here? Now, now let me just number format. Number okay, running total because I chose product. Therefore, running total is just adding. So to see the effect, we bring our sales again. All right, and then this one. This is our running total. I don't know what is going on. PVT. Okay, one more time. All right. So here I'm trying to change the title. I don't know why. Okay. So this is running total. All right. Because here we have chosen running total in product. And this one here is our sum of sales. So, and then we bring the values down here. You can see, right? I think the best is this way. You can see it from here. Right? This is the running total. This is the sum of sales. This is the normal value, right? For each one of the products. So 546772. So here 5467 plus with 7272, you get this. This is what we call a running total, right? Let's put it in 2 decimal points. Compare this value and this value and see. Because why? Here I chose running total product. So for every product, therefore we'll do a running total here. Then this one is your normal sales. Normal sales is each product sales separately. Here the flow is adding all the value. This value, sorry, this value add with this value, you get this value. This value, this value add with this value, you get this value. Then add. So it keeps on adding until you get there. So you see here, the total here, same with this. Running total. So you guys try, right? Get the running total for product. And of course, you do not need the grand total. Maybe you only need the so this one is a running total for product. If you look for running total for state, then the will add this way. Okay, now, all right. Add all the values this way. Running total for state. Nurul asking, can you repeat? Okay. So Nurul create one pivot table. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear. All right. So create one pivot table. I will show you from the pivot table. All right. So you bring your product. Bring your product to your row. Bring your state to your column and bring your sales to the values. First, do this first. Do this setup first. Okay, all right. Do the setup first. Bring your sum of sales. The moment you bring your sales, that will give you sum of sales. Now go here, down arrow, value field setting, and then go to show values as. Very important, show values as. And then here choose down here somewhere running total in. And then choose product. In our case, I choose product. And then try to change our header here, put running total. All right, make sure you choose show values as running total in product. And then choose the header, and you put, and of course, change your number formatting to 2 decimal. Make life easy a bit. Then once you put OK, that will show you running total. For every product, it shows you running total. So I just add. How do I know it's just adding? So in order to see that, I need to bring in my sales one more time. Now you can see double adding. So 5467 add with 7272, you get 12739. This one is your normal total, and this one is your running total. Okay, Nurul, have you got it? I hope you have got it. All right. This is called what we call finding the running total. Okay, very good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we have covered quite a lot in our pivot table. We have got one more topic to cover, all right, and then we will do some exercise after lunch. So I'm going to give a break for your from now, the lunch break. 12 now is what 12:27. It's okay. All right, so we will meet back at 1:30 and we continue with our last part of the pivot table. Thank you very much, everyone. Take a rest. We'll see you at 1:30. Nani, it's all yours.
Okay, all right. Participant, please keep logged in. Thank you. See you just until 12:30, right? 1:30.
Okay, Nani, thank you so much. For the young female spends 17% only compared to the young male who spend 31%. The mature female spends 31% compared to the mature male who spends 19%. So the answer is very clear. The target market. So who is our target market? The target market or target what do you call client, right? Target client. We have two. One is the young male and mature female. All right, that is the answer. So you see how I did the analysis. First, we bring in the variable which has the least number of items. So the gender, male and female. Then we work on the bigger values. So if you have numbers, group them. If you have dates, group them. All right. All right, you guys try it and finish it. And then we'll go to the next example. Could you show the grouping again? Okay. All right, I use 20 the range. All right, just click on your age and then click on grouping, group selection, and then you will get this. And put 20. All right. Automatically, Excel will detect the starting value and the ending value. Okay, all right. So that means here. Okay, let me just get rid of this. So when I bring the age, now. Okay, so when I bring the age, you actually will end up something like this. So you need to go to group selection, all right, and then here you can use 20, and then okay. Okay, Joanne, that's how we do it, the grouping. Okay, good. Oh, my note's missing already. Okay. So these two, this is our target market. So if I go and color them, I shouldn't do this, all right? But I just want to highlight. We shouldn't go and disturb our pivot table. Anyway, at this point, if you, let's say you want to copy this data, all right, you may want to do something else with your pivot table. So the best way to copy data, just highlight, Control C, bring it here, Control Alt V, all right, paste values, paste special values. That's the best way to do it. If you simply Control and paste, Control C, Control V, all right, sometimes you might copy your pivot table. Okay, all right. So this time it's some of the older version will copy your pivot table. So here is okay. I don't see anything. All right. But the best is to copy paste values. Okay, right. So let's go to the next one. Okay, this is our first example. So let me go and save this. Example 2. Okay, let's see what this flow is. I'm doing market research about station wagons. Car, right? Car. This is a family car. I need to determine what factors influence the likelihood that a family will purchase a station wagon. So he wants to find out who will buy the station wagon. From information in a large sample of families, I know the family size, large or small, family income, high or low. How can I determine how family size and income influence the likelihood that a family will purchase? So let's go and see the data. Okay. So they have asked a question, all right? Do you want to buy station wagon? So some people have answered yes, no, yes, no. So then they found out what is the family size and salary. So there are no values here. Okay, since there are no values, how do you answer this? This is the data. This is the data. Yes, no, yes, no, yes. Here, no means they don't want to buy. Yes means they will buy. That's right. So they have done a questionnaire. They have collected some data. So how to answer this? So like just now, I give you a few more minutes. I give you 5 minutes. I think all of you should be able to answer. Okay. summarize your pivot table, PVT. Right, so now we have 3 items and 2 variables here, right? Family size. So let's bring family size to column and family size to rows, salary to column, and then bring the station wagon to values. So if you bring this question, right, station wagon, this one contains yes and no. So what we can do, we can bring that to the filter. If you don't filter off the no, then you'll be working with the yes and no. All right. So a large family, high income have said yes. Large family, low income also have said yes. But the small family, high income or low income, they are the one. So your target market is what? The large family with high income. And they are willing to buy the station. Okay, so I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you understand how we can use our pivot table to answer, right, or solve some problems. Okay, so pivot table basically means pivoting your data. So with these 2 examples, I have actually prepared some challenges for you. I do not know. Let me see whether we got time or not. Okay, I think we can do 2 challenges. All right, so before I close this, is there any questions on this? So the answer is large family, high income. They are the one who can afford to buy. So in the folder, there is this PVT challenge. Inside the folder here, you have all the data. So let's look at this. There are how many challenges here? So we're not going to do all. I think I tell you what, you guys try question 1 and 2 enough. You own a fast food restaurant, have done some market research in an attempt. Okay, number 1. Number 2, student of a school, fine art, apply. Okay, you guys try these 2. Enough. After that, we go to the next one. Over pivot table over. Try these 2 questions, please. All right. So go into your folder. We have this PVT challenge. All right. I'll try. I have 2 questions for you. You guys try it. All right. Then we will discuss, and then we will go to the next one. I think we'll go to the chart. All right. Do some charting. So the first question, data is in mcdonalds.xlsx. All right, that file. Name of the file. Second question, the file is finearts.xlsx. You should find both the file inside there. All right, so you have your McDonald and you have your Finearts. Finearts is it. Anyone can get answer, you can post your answer in the chat.